The Celtics strutting through the tunnel earlier on. The Boston faithful win. And we've got time for a quick... David, he's come a long way. Thank you. And here's a look at some numbers for Morris.
And he's gone dry over the past 10 games, guys. His scoring is way down, and he can't seem to fight his way out of the slump. He better get it going tonight, or they'll start losing patience with him.
And the Clippers starting five. Ivica Zubac is out there with Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the three, the small forward. And for the Celtics, Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the four. And it's Tice in at center. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverley, just dishing the ball to the wide open man.
Walker against Beverley. Inside. And slam dunk by Tatum.
He is a fantastic athlete for a power forward. Whatever he lacks in height, he makes up for it with hops. And some teams have fancy dinners, guest speakers, and field trips. I mean, the Celtics culture is more straightforward. It's all about the work.
Now Tatum following the miss by Marcus Morris from deep. There's Brown with the three. The shot that time not on target. George with the defensive effort. Morris passes to Leonard. Outside for George. Leonard, and Leonard stays with it.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? And that work ethic, the core of the Celtics' values, are written on a big placard on their locker room wall.
Yeah, it emphasizes unselfishness, execution, toughness, and hustle. Those are the values of their team.
Count it, good. Leonard's got 6 points.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's Walker. 11 points last game. And it's Brown missing and stolen by Tatum. There's the triple. And it's Brown that time on the assist by Tatum.
Oh, you love to see Brown knock down the three ball, showing great strides and improving his range.
Beverley deciding where to go with it. Kicks it out to Leonard. And here is Zubac. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. 4 on the shot clock. Morris passes to Zubac. And again, the Clippers good for 2. And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for the Boston Celtics. It's a 3-point game. Got it. Good job in the low post. Chris, you've been a commentator for the NBA Vegas Summer League. Amazing how much that event has grown.
Oh, how about this year? The Chinese, the Croatian national team. I mean, come on. This is a global game, and we're bringing all of them to Vegas to let fans go up in there and watch them and watch rookies at a young, early age and see the best players. I mean, this is awesome. You got to love how forward-thinking the NBA is. This is really cool to watch.
It is. Here's Brown after the Clippers pick up 2. Leonard with the ball. Now defended by Hayward. All going up court. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Beverley's got his second bucket of the night.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Now, here's George. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Golden State.
Yeah, and as good of a scorer as he was in that game, he was even a better passer. A lot of assists for him.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Daniel Tice. That is his first foul of the game. So Boston going with almost an entire new group. Cantor checked in for Daniel Tice. Williams comes in for Jason Tatum. Smart's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Walker. The Clippers also changing it up. Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Andrew Shamet comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverley. It's good. Brown's got 5 now.
Oh, you love the level of concentration Brown maintains. I mean, taking the hit well and finishing in style.
Shamet kicks to Williams. 29 seconds left in the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Left side, Leonard. Rebound, Boston. They came away with the victory in their last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
Yeah, and they picked up the win in their last game against this club, and really it was a parade to the free throw line.
Well, it tells you a lot about who's the more aggressive team. I mean, they should have that same exact attitude tonight.
When he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and the defense has to be aware of this. When you don't put a body on him, you pay the consequences.
And still a... Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014.
My inspiration really came from my mother, you know.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, we've got Williams. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Landry Shamet. And it's Green, and it's Jackson in at the point guard position. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won Sixth Man of the Year for the third time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. Green, the shot, no good. Excellent D there from Williams. Smart with the ball. Leonard picks him up. Williams from outside, unable to get that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Well, the crowd didn't seem to faze them at all. They knew what their game plan was and followed it accordingly.
Jackson finds Shamet. Williams with the block.
The amazing thing about Williams, yeah, he can block shots inside, but he can also block shots out on the perimeter. His ability to play in space means he's more than just a rim protector. Doesn't care where you're shooting from. And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. Oh, and with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Some changes for Boston. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Williams. Gordon Hayward comes in for Brown. And it's Kemba Walker in for Brad Wanamaker. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Morris is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have two elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for the Clippers. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his first foul. Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. To end the cold streak. Rebound by the Celtics.
Come on, you got to get up on him and play some defense. They won't get away with that next time.
Hayward passes to Tatum. Beverly against Smart. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his fourth rebound in this one. And stolen by Hayward. Oh, here comes Williams all alone. And no good that time.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
You know what, Chris? Speed at any position is so vital. Who are the fastest big guys in the game right now that you admire and just can't believe how they go baseline to baseline?
First one that comes to mind is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, he's a Greek freak, but he's a freak of nature in basketball. His speed, his length, his athletic ability. You love seeing him. And I say a close second, Anthony Davis. And don't forget about Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, a lot of guys that love running the floor and put that pressure on the defense every time by getting out. You know, he doesn't play around. If the buck is there for him, he's going to get it.
Jackson is doubled. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down now to just 6, and the basket from Paul George.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He can clearly set the table.
To the paint, Hayward, and he banks in the layup. Hayward's got 5 points so far.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Zubac kicks to George. Back to Zubac. Clippers moving the ball around. 5 on the clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Off target from outside.
Now, you don't see that very often. A wide open three is usually like a layup for him.
To the inside. Stolen by Zubac. And stolen by Tatum. Outside, Smart. Here's Hayward, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
That's the combination of skill and strength. Hayward draws contact. I mean, keeps his eyes on the rim and finishes the play.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Enes Kanter's checked in for Tatum, and Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Kemba Walker.
You talk about players that have transformed their bodies in the NBA. How about Gordon Hayward? Has added muscle every year while maintaining that speed and agility.
Right side, Smart. Second shot opportunity, and he lays it up and in. Smart's got his first basket of the night.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Zubac kicks to George. And the baseline jumper, no good.
Even when the D is playing off of him, the mid-range jumper shouldn't be the shot they're looking for.
And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall.
I really like the hustle of Morris. He does a terrific job.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at Jaylen Brown, what a contribution.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. And it's Tice in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the Boston 5. Down low, and Beverly kicks to Leonard. Back to Beverly. It's rebounded by Tice.
He usually takes advantage of D like that. Should have been a simple layup.
They get it back. Here's Tatum. Shoots over Leonard. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And, of course, the Celtics traded back from number 1 to number 3 to draft Tatum in terms of readiness and absolute steal.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. Now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do with the fast break.
All right, David, a welcome change. Thank you. Pass to Zubac. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Daniel Tice. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Celtics making a change here. Williams is checked in. And then for the Clippers, JaMychal Green comes in for Ivica Zubac. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Here's Leonard. He's got 6. Out to Morris. Lots of room. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
And the pass to Williams. Brown against Leonard. Brown, the pass to Walker. Tatum on the wing. Pocket 6. Green with the rebound.
They're having trouble getting going here in the second half. I mean, that's their 4th miss in 5 attempts.
And with all their rangy wing defenders, the Celtics are well suited for the modern game.
Oh, yeah, they make it tough for opponents to get clean looks on the perimeter, GA, with their defense. I mean, it's a strong defensive team also because of the competitors that they possess.
Leonard kicks to Morris. Kicks it out to Leonard. Fires from deep. Rebounded by the Celtics. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. It's Brown on the wing. From downtown. No, it doesn't go. His 4th miss in 8 attempts. Shamet the pass to Morris. Williams with the block. And he's able to get it back. The kick out to Williams. And it's off from 3-point range. Celtics leading by 15. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Out of Wheeler High School in Georgia, Jaylen Brown was ranked 2nd in the class of 2015 after Ben Simmons. All the powerhouses came calling. He went the unexpected route, choosing UC Berkeley.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Cantor checked in for Williams. Smart comes in for Tatum. And Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Kemba Walker. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Los Angeles. And Cal Berkeley, not the biggest basketball program in the country. So, Chris, what led Brown to go there?
Well, former NBA All-Star Sharif Abdur-Rahim, another Wheeler High alum, took the same path. Look, Kevin, both of them welcomed the intellectual challenge. Now, Sharif, not only could he hoop, but now he's the president of the G League. And Jaylen Brown, he's the vice president of the Players Union.
Here's Shamet. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Wanamaker the pass to Brown. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
Such a consistent night for him from the field. Whenever they've needed it, he's been their safety valve.
Leonard kicks to Williams. And the wide open shot from Green. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Green's got his first 2 points. And it's Williams with the ball for the Celtics. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Leonard with the steal. And now here comes Williams leading the break. On the wing, Brown. Outside, Smart. Back to Brown. Outside, Williams. 5 to shoot. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Wanamaker. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Daniel Theis is checked in for the Celtics. Hayward comes in for Jaylen Brown. And then for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Leonard. Paul George comes in for Landry Shamet. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Wanamaker the pass to Theis. In the corner, it's Hayward. Smart dishes to Cantor. Now, here's Theis. Guarded by Green. Theis kicks to Hayward. Hands it from downtown. Hayward's got 11 points.
Quick decision maker. Hayward wasting no time. Launches it right out of the catch.
Beverley finds Jackson. Zubac in the post. Defended by Theis. A nice shot by George. And so it's Boston with it. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. And so it's Boston taking a 19-point lead into the break. Their defense has been active. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session tomorrow.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So for the Clippers right now, they've got Ivica Zubac, Patrick Beverley out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's JaMychal Green, and it's George in at the 3. Celtics leading by 19. Smart, wide open, he fires. It's hauled in by Beverley.
He's done a lot of the little things to help put them in front. I mean, but his offense has not been there for him tonight.
Smart on the wing. Defended by George.
Very rare for players to be elite defenders from the moment they set foot in the NBA, but that was the case for Marcus Smart. A tremendous physicality to go with a pit bull disposition has made him downright scary at times at that end of the floor.
Walker's checked in for Brad Wanamaker. And the Clippers with a change here too. Morris is checked in. To the middle. It's stolen by Morris. Walker against Beverley. It's rebounded by Theis. Theis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. You know, Greg, defense a given for Marcus Smart. The growth necessary for him has been at the offensive end.
And now, finally making progress as a three-point shooter. Had already made strides with his passing. He's becoming quite the two-way player.
Jackson kicks to Morris. Outside, George. Back to Morris. Crafty move. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And it's Boston the other way. Here's Smart. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 3 assists in the game. The Clippers shooting 32% overall right now. Not one of their better showings. Beverley against Walker. Beverley the pass to George. He kicks to Morris. Over Smart. Here's George. Goes back up. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Jason Tatum comes in for Enes Kanter, and it's Brown in for Smart. Morris against Tatum, and slam dunk by Tatum.
Though he may not explode off the floor, Tatum's length makes plays like this look easy.
You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
That's just a product of good pass work. I mean, nice team basketball right there.
And Brown throws it down.
He can go inside, he can shoot it, he can dominate on the fast break. And tonight, Brown is doing it all.
And taken away by Brown for the three. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 8 rebounds in this game. Out to Morris. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
When Morris gets free from mid-range, he's very effective. Love seeing him getting it going from there.
And Walker's got the ball here for the Celtics. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. It's tipped. Leonard on the wing, defended by Hayward. Leonard dishes to George. Yep, that one goes.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Celtics.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And you could tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Jaylen Brown.
No fatigue in this fella tonight. Tireless, grinding out every possession and leading their offense.
Zubac kicks to Leonard, and here they go. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Leonard on the wing. No one near him. It's rebounded by Tice.
Jesus surprises anyone with that miss. When he's left alone like that, you can usually count it.
Out to the right wing. Walker the pass to Hayward. 6 to shoot. Fires from 18. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And you know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
Morris kicks to George. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Oh, costly error there. We'll see how they rebound from that miscue.
Man, when you're playing from behind, that's the last thing you want to do. Make matters worse.
Here's Williams. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. They're just
all right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Chris Webber.
body fluid. And goaltender. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Welcome back to 2K TV. Bill Simmons, the sports guy. Now, the sports guy is your nickname, but if you were a player, what would you have as your nickname?
Washed up.
Washed up,
Yeah.
that's it?
Yeah. I quit pickup like 5 years ago.
I'm gonna end it right now.
He's going to end it.
I'm going to end it.
I feel it. I feel it.
Los Angeles, California is the scene. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K. Hey, Dave. The players love him. Thank you, David. The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. And it's Anthony in at the small forward position. And for Los Angeles, Ivica Zubac is out there with Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the point. Now, here's Zubac. Leonard on the wing. Back to Zubac. Shot clock at 6. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. A lot of great rebounders tonight, Brent. Which brings up a question these days. Why do fewer players seem to be blocking out when rebounding?
Well, there's less and less opportunity to get the type of rebounds, Kevin, that we've seen typically through the years that are in the paint. How many times are these guys shooting field goal attempts from so far out that the ricochet off the rim is allowing these rebounds to get to what we call the moon, around the free throw line and that dotted line from the free throw line. So guards and wings swooping in to pick up non-traditional boxed out rebound.
Team rebound.
Team rebounding is a huge aspect of any good team. Offensive rebounding has gone away.
Inside, here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverly trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Beverly against Lillard. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And an efficient start here offensively, working it inside for the easy 2.
And there's Paul George on the assist by Beverly.
Well, Paul George concentrating through the contact and making sure he had a shooting window open.
It's Nurkic, top of the key. Back to Lillard. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Lillard aggressive in this game so far. Awesome at finding different ways to attack close to the rim.
Leonard against Anthony. Leonard kicks to Beverly. In the corner, George with it. Pass to Zubac. Here's Leonard. It's not going to go for him. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
Yeah, in this game, they'll want to approach things a little differently, I think. Got blown out last time due to being a little too aggressive on the defensive side.
And that led to a few of their key guys spending long stretches of the game on the bench because of foul trouble. Hard to find yourself back in a rhythm when you do that.
Zubac looking for Beverly. He gets it there, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, kind of tough on the defense when you let Beverly beat you on the inside. That can get his confidence going from the outside. So damage from the paint that time.
And Brent, as you know, there aren't many players that can set a tone for a team, but Patrick Beverly is one of them.
Patrick Beverly always embraces that role about setting the tone defensively on an opposing team's point guard, making sure that tonight, if you're going to beat the team that Pat Beverly plays on, you're going to have to go through that.
And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Andrew Shamet comes in for George. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly.
Look, I know everybody wants to play point guard, but when Whiteside starts to do it, look out.
Pass to Williams. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Morris passes to Green. It's good. Trailblazers have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Jackson, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. That one drops for him. And here are the Clippers now. They trail by 3. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Remarkable consistency from deep. You can't count on that every game, especially
on the road.
Yeah, the interesting part was they kept firing away in that game, but the defense didn't make much of an adjustment.
And finished off by Hezonja.
But there can be more unselfish play from Whiteside as his career goes on. If he draws double teams, he's got to know someone's open.
Portland shooting their first foul shot of the night. And so here are the Clippers. Jackson kicks to Green. On the wing, Williams. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And stolen by Whiteside. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Little gets the bucket.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Clippers trail by 8. In the corner. Shamet with it. Back to Jackson. Outside Williams. And they get it. Jackson misses. The pass to Hezonja. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Hezonja's got 5 now.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Trailblazers out in front. They're up by 10. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
On the attack, right from the tip, they've been relentless offensively.
Well, just taking it right at the opposition and the other team right now. No answers and no way to slow them down.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Trailblazers, Hezonja at the 4 and Whiteside at the 5. Then it's Little, and it's Trent in at the 2 spot. Here's Hezonja, gets the three-pointer to fall. Hezonja's got the lead up to 11 now for the Trailblazers.
Pretty much not a player in the league is going to pass up a shot like that so much for the defense.
Jackson down low, back to Green. That's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
And a chance here to check out some stats on Lou Williams. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging 15 points a game, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds.
And you look at the numbers he's been putting up. Fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
And the basket by McCollum. Clippers trail by 11. And that mid-range jump shot discouraged for many players, but not for C.J. McCollum.
I love the way that C.J. can just wind his way to spots on the floor and speeds up when he wants to, not when the defense is asking him to.
Here's Jackson outside for George. Back to Jackson. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Zubac. Rebound by the Trailblazers. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies. Here's Anthony. That one falls. Anthony's got his first bucket of the night.
A good timing on the fast break. We don't talk about that enough. Melo coming into the play and then finishing it off.
Wide open look here for Zubac. They grab their own miss. Jackson kicks to George. Over Little. Offline with the baseline jumper. Portland leading by 13. Anthony gets it to go on the assist by McCollum.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
All night long, in control of the pace, and you don't want to let go of that rope right now.
George finds Green. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession. On your screen now is the 2K leaderboard showing us the leaders in blocks in the second half of the NBA season. Second is Hassan Whiteside.
He's been protecting the rim as well as anybody in the league during that stretch. I mean, he is not making it easy to take the ball inside.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Kawhi Leonard comes in for JaMychal Green, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Landry Shamet. Collins checked in for the Trailblazers. Damian Lillard comes in for Anthony Simon.
When he was drafted, Damian Lillard said he wanted to go to the Blazers with the 6th pick. The opportunity to play right away and be embraced by the city of Portland.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Nurkic is checked in.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
Here's Leonard. No good again that time. And Damian Lillard says, Greg, win or lose, he wants to stay in Portland. He keeps his residence there year-round.
And talk about his loyalty. In high school, lightly recruited, he ends up committing to Weber State. His senior year, all the big schools come calling, and Lillard kept his commitment. That shows you how he's built.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed, fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space. Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He is always deadly. Thank you. He dishes it to Nurkic. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Kicks it out to Collins. The three-pointer off the mark. And so it's Williams who brings it up for Los Angeles. 19-point game. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home. And the call, and it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Yeah, not something you want to do. You let Lillard drive all the way to the rack, and he will throw it down.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverly.
Well, that's 2 teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
Here's Lillard over Williams, and a miss there off the inbound. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way. And
it's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, a pretty lopsided game, but still one. After 2 quarters, it's Portland out in front. They are in blowout territory, leading by 20. Kenny, what did you see from them? And that's a...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the 2 guard. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And you talk about shot makers. C.J. McCollum, one of the best in the game. From mid-range, you could argue he's the best, flat out.
He's off on the second. And you look at the shot chart for McCollum. He's a threat from everywhere.
Able to hit off the bounce, pulling up. At his height, he's got to be creative, making space for his shot.
Here's Lillard, and then Lillard slams it in.
And there's the problem. Lillard just too quick and too shifty to stop cold on any dribble drive.
Leonard inside, covered by Anthony. Banked in off the glass. Leonard's got his first bucket in this one.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Lillard from outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Lillard's got 5 points now this quarter. And Morris throws it down.
Well, when you get into a system, your first system in the league where you share the ball, Kawhi Leonard keeping his head up and finding the open man.
It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Here's Beverley. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Yeah, 80%. Is that a good number from the field? I think so. 4 of 5 here shooting. Terrific start.
A different look for the Clippers. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Zubac. And Landry Shamet subbed in for George. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Whiteside's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Little comes in for Zach Collins. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Anthony, the pass to McCollum. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Tipped away. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. I often hear about players talk about their favorite spot to fire from on the floor. How much of an effect does that really have, a favorite shooting spot?
Most of the time, Kevin, what you're talking about is star guys, because they're the ones who ultimately in any given possession, the coach is trying to find that guy in that spot to do something. What happens throughout the course of a year is when that player has the ball there, everybody else knows what to do.
Right.
Like the player knows what he's going to do, right, Kevin? Because he's the star player. But everybody around gets comfortable with the options and where it is that he goes. If he goes right, if I slide right, I'm going to get the three. If he goes left, he's spinning back. I might move towards the top of the key. So the familiarity of not just the player, but the players around the player, that's where you can make it happen.
That's interesting. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, not much you can do to stop that. Leonard showing once again his physical prowess at the 10.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. Hits the three-point bomb. McCollum's got 4 points this quarter.
You got to try to scramble the Jets right here and get that guy off the sweet spot. That's one of the best three-point shooters in the league.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Pass to Hazanya. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Whiteside dishes to Anthony. Over Morris. And the shot is long. Here's Los Angeles now. They're on an 11-3 run. Kicks it out to Leonard. A rebound by Hazanya.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Clippers trail by 14. And to have someone, Brent, with the size and strength of Green play with the energy he does, it's a huge boost to any team.
Yeah, lots of talk last year about JaMychal Green really stepping into his own, starting to really own what it is he can do to impact any given game. He's a bit of a journeyman. He's traveled around a little bit between San Antonio and Memphis. But his role with the Clippers last year really put him in a nice spot for him to show off his skill set.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard. Los Angeles making a switch here. Williams is checked in, and the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Trent's checked in. Here's McCollum. Drains it from 17 feet out. McCollum's got 6 in the quarter.
You give CJ that kind of shot, and he's going to knock it down. He'll exploit the defense all night long.
Here's Green over Whiteside, and that one is good.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Simons surveying the D. Anthony on the wing. Clock at 6. Right wing from outside the arc. The Clippers grab the miss. Williams inside the line. Misses off the right eye. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Trailblazers lead by 12. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guys.
Hey, look, offensively, we're getting great looks. We're getting great threes.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Then it's Anthony, then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Trent in at the shooting guard. Here's George, and he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Here's Zubac. Off the mark, and a chance to trim it to single digits. Outside Anthony. He kicks it to Lillard. And George gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Here's Trent. Takes the 3.
Like to see when an offensive player takes some pride in the defensive play. Nice job by Lou Williams sticking to his man there.
The drive by Anthony. Can't hit from in close. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Down by 12. And it's sent back by Lillard. That's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Here's Leonard. Now here's Lillard. 16 feet away. Trained for 2 points.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Stolen by Collins. Lillard with it. George picks him up. Lillard against George. The 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got rebound number 5 here tonight. The shot by George. Wide open. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
Anthony in the corner. Back to Lillard. Here's Trent. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. With social media, extended TV coverage, lots of distractions for these players, Brent. But some do a terrific job of blocking all that out and keeping their focus.
I think the roles and responsibilities of teams is changing around exactly what you're talking about, Kevin. You have to have people within your organization to help these players understand where it is that they have to focus most, and that is your job on the floor. And so really good organizations are educating the players on that. They're not just relying on the agents or outside sources. Teams are trying to get in there and impact guys at a young age to make sure that, as you said, that noise is not part of their beginning part of their career.
Can't make it in a stretch. And Beverly kicks to Morris. Zubac, the pass to Beverly. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's Trent. Anthony trying to get open.
Lillard becoming better at staying patient, knowing that at any point in a possession, he can take advantage of somebody. That time he found the open man.
George passes to Zubac. And he lays it straight in.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Portland leading by 14. Lillard outside. Lets the three fly. He can't hit that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And they pick up 2.
He's attacking right now. Patrick Beverly just getting fired up, and his team is doing the same.
For Portland, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Confidence is sensational, and it feels like no one is going to stop him tonight from scoring.
Passes to George. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Nurkic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Lillard scanning the floor. And it's Lillard again missing. Clippers trail by 14.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Trailblazers.
Free throws were a big factor in this one.
You know, it's always great to get a lot of shots at the line, but the key, they were able to convert tonight. You start making free throws, and it can get you the win.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And really, they finally got something good to happen against this team. The last 2 games they faced them weren't nearly as productive.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Damian Lillard.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
Outside Anthony shoots the 3. It's hauled in by Zubac, and pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Here's Leonard. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
Lillard dishes to Carmelo. Back to Lillard. Count the basket.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. And David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony.
unprecedented improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
The NBA 2K21 demo is out now, and in this episode, we're jumping right in. Plus, we look back at our best 2K TV moments of 2K20. And first looks at what's coming up in my team for 2K20.
And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for and David Aldridge. Well, yeah, they dotted every I and crossed every T. David, thank you. Let's quickly take a look at the standings out west. The season nearly complete. Taking a look at Portland. Right now they're on the outside looking in at the playoff seeds.
And when you look at Portland, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's got to be frustrating for them, Greg. You can't dwell on the past. You've got to think forward, work together, and play for one another.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Brown and Hayward, they're the wing. Daniel Tice out there with Tatum, and it's Walker in at the 1 spot. And for Portland, Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. And it's Anthony in at the 3, the small forward. Now, here's Tice. Hayward on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Anthony. And Hayward gets it to go. Hayward's got the first points of the night for the Celtics. Of course, you look at these two teams, both with strong rebounding numbers.
Kevin, we are talking about two teams who play a physical, aggressive style. There is no back down on either side. I would anticipate a rugged interior game that might lead to a little bit of chippiness right up your alley, Kevin.
Oh, don't we love these kind of games? I mean, these are a blast to call.
No doubt.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Here's Lillard, who's coming off a 25-point game against Memphis.
Yeah, but he was the ultimate two-way player. Defensively, also doing a great job. A couple blocks in that game as well. That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim, okay? Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
And it's Brown missing. For Portland, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Lillard outside. From deep. Drills it from outside. Lillard's got 5 points so far.
That's one of the reasons Lillard is out there. He gives you that deep threat.
Brown finds Walker. 3-pointer. Hayward. Rebound by the Trailblazers. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Fires from the wing. It's rebounded by Tice. The Celtics have gone 2 of 6 from the field. The 3 from Tatum. Kept alive by Boston. Tries again. It's another look. Walker. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. McCollum outside. It's blocked.
Well, really improving as a defender. Jason Tatum has those long arms to redirect shots.
Walker goes in. Portland grabs the miss. Nurkic has got his 6th rebound on the night. And you look at Jaylen Brown, the 3rd pick back in 2016. Doris, tantalizing strength and athleticism.
Well, the absolute definition of the perfect basketball body. Excellent first step. For him, it's all about aggressiveness. Bringing those tools to bear in terms of your basketball skill.
Tatum kicks to Brown. Out to Hayward. Celtics passing it around. Brown the pass to Hayward. In the corner. Tatum with it. Trying to end the drought. Portland grabs the miss. Nurkic has got 7 rebounds in the game.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Well, you got to keep up. That time, Anthony leaving the defense in the rear view.
Now, here's Brown. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Yep, it counts.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Kept alive. Second chance shot. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
You know, that's what he wants more of. Up until now, the accuracy just hadn't been there.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Cantor checked in for Daniel Tice. Williams comes in for Jason Tatum. Smart's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Kemba Walker. Here's Trent. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's his first foul.
It's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Now here's Whiteside. The pass to Simons. Back to Whiteside. Shoots over Kansas.
Well, that's outstanding footwork from Smart on the defensive end. A superb job staying with his man.
And Wanamaker gets it to go. It's all knotted up.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Here's Little. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go. With 1 on the clock, the shot will not fall. It's all tied in Portland. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And taking a look at the Trail Blazers' performance here, boys, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court right now for the Celtics. Smart and Brown outside on the wings. Williams is out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Wanamaker in at the point. Here's Brown. Hassan Whiteside made his last basket. It's Smart with the drive. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
You ever notice the physicality? That's an aspect of Marcus Smart's game. He just powers through the defense, sensational shooting. What I love about Marcus Smart is every single trip up the floor, this guy is going to be in your grill, and it cannot be a pleasant experience to have this man guarding you.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trail Blazers. And that defensive pressure of Smart will wear you down, Doors, over the course of a game.
Kevin, it takes its toll because his combination of athleticism, strength, and motor makes him an absolute monster on the defensive end.
Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Hazonia kicks to Whiteside. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
You know, I think Williams has a terrific future. A charismatic, likable kid who can be unselfish to a fault.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Sinks the triple. Now it's a 4-point Celtic lead.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Whiteside dishes to Little. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Here's Smart. Not going to go that time. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies. All going up court for the finish. And finished off by Brown.
Boy, I love seeing Kanter distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
The Trailblazers have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Here's Brown. Oh, the power on that throwdown.
We've got to get this guy in the dunk contest. Jaylen Brown taking flight with that insane athleticism.
And the Celtics last season mourning the passing of the great John Havlicek.
No, Greg, he spent his entire career with the Celtics. He won 8 titles along the way. He was known as one of the great competitors and a class individual. His legacy undoubtedly will live on.
Here's Brown after the Trailblazers pick up 2. That doesn't go either for Brown. Stolen by Smart. The 3. And it's Brown missing.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Greg, let's take a look at Nasir Little. More power and athleticism at this point than skill, wouldn't you say?
I mean, no doubt. As an amateur, he could rely on the physical gifts to dominate. But in the NBA, you have to be able to shoot and handle with confidence. I think Little will get there because he has a tremendous work ethic.
Boston making a switch here. Williams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Jason Tatum comes in for Robert Williams. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Brown. And it's Kemba Walker in for Brad Wanamaker. The Celtics have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Well, Gordon Hayward obviously still working his way back to peak form. Let's remember, this guy was an all-star in 2017. We know he can be a franchise guy.
Collins checked in for the Trailblazers.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
It's good from long range. Tatum's got the lead up to 8 now for the Celtics. And Doris, you talk about when Gordon Hayward is playing his best. What makes him, in your mind, so special?
Well, when he's right physically, he can be a go-to offensive weapon, Kevin. This guy is the true definition of triple threat, right? He can pick you apart with his passing, with his shooting, and also off the dribble drive. Boy, when he's right, he is tough to stop.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And now it's a 10-point Celtic lead.
I'll tell you, the team is simply riding the hot hand. This guy has been lights out.
Here's Lillard. That shot, no good. Great D that time from Tatum.
Pick up the pace, get the 2 for 1 here.
Well, you want efficiency and quality shots in this situation.
For Portland, they've gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. Here's McCollum. Here's Nurkic. The dish now to McCollum. Oh, trying for it. And stolen by Williams. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Boy, I just love how Marcus Smart plays the game of basketball. He's aggressive, he's intelligent, and he doesn't mind getting under your skin.
Three-pointer, Lillard. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We saw Marcus Smart lighting it up in the first half. He had 12 points and 1 steal. That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And you know, Marcus Smart has been really making it happen.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Stirring up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. And it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half. And that one goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Tatum. Doris, you and I enjoy discussing pure score, great shooters, but guys that can score a myriad of ways. Give us a couple of names that we don't always hear about that really impress you.
Well, one young man who I think has got an offensive game that is really continuing to grow and is quite beautiful already is Zach LaVine. But probably the best example, Kev, would have to be the multi-time winner of the Six-Man Award, and that's Sweet Lou Williams. This guy can score against any defense. He's a great in pick and roll. He has become a better playmaker, but Lou Williams is a problem to guard.
As people will say, he is a professional scorer.
That's perfect, yes.
Jaylen Brown's checked in for Marcus Smart. And last season, a rare 5-by-5 game achieved by Jusuf Nurkic. 24 points, 23 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals, Greg, and 5 blocks in a game against the Kings.
And how about the only player ever to log a 20-25-5 game, the Bosnian Beast, making a name for himself.
Shot clock at 5. And here's Brown outside. And another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
Well, you like the poise of the young player like Jaylen Brown. He's not throwing up bad shots, just bides his time, doesn't let the clock affect him.
Now here's McCollum. No points in the game yet for him.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
On its way from Hayward for 2. The Celtics get it back in a new 14. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Anthony.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good. Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Lillard left side. It's Anthony with the drive. Good. Big play by Lillard to set it up. Anthony's got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, that face-up game of Carmelo is a problem. The quick release or attack the rack, forget about it.
Trailblazers trail by 11. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Over to the wing. Three-pointer, Lillard. The shot, no good. Walker with some nice D.
I'll tell you, this guy is doing absolutely everything he can to get himself going, but the team is struggling because he's struggling.
Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Tatum against Anthony. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Anthony's got 10 points.
You know, the ability to seize the opportunity, see the daylight, get that position, and Melo, one of the best to ever do it.
1:56 left here in the third quarter. Now Lillard, 7 points in the game. Down low, here's Collins, and again it's Portland converted.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
To the inside, Tatum, and slam dunk by Tatum.
Well, if he gets near the cup, Jason Tatum will leave, no doubt. Woohoo!
And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. Looking to get it going. It's rebounded by Tice.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. Jacks up a 3. Offensive rebound. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Portland shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game. The first free throw is good.
And the Celtics, Brad Stevens, one of the youngest head coaches in the league, and also one of the more respected.
And Greg, I was surprised that he didn't get any Coach of the Year votes 2 seasons ago. Think about it. The Celtics overcame injury to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Last season, he admitted his most trying in the 12 years as a coach. Boy, he is looking to get them back on track.
Now here's Smart. He's got 12.
A contested mid-range shot can't be what they were looking for there.
Well, especially with that defensive player in the area. You know he's going to find a way to get into the shooter and make him uncomfortable.
Hezonja, he's checked in for a little. .34 seconds left in the third. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Nurkic.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And slam dunk by Tatum.
Well, you have to admire how Smart is running this offense right now. He has a knack for spotting open teammates.
Simons, the pass to Whiteside. Here's Trent. He's covered by Cantor. Trent can't hit. And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. Good on the bucket. Smart's got the lead up to 14 now for Boston.
I'll tell you, the dynamic physicality of Marcus Smart, he has gotten a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, you hate to give up a foul on a three-point attempt.
The Trailblazers have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6. And he's good on the first of 3. And the second free throw, good. And he makes all 3.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
And so it's the Boston Celtics. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed. And you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
And to me, Jay, you love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. They've got Enes Kanter. Jason Tatum is out there with Williams. Then it's Marcus Smart. And it's Wanamaker in at the point guard position. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Of course, you and I were just talking about this as more and more players are going public with their trade requests. Do you think that's had a negative impact on the game?
Well, Kevin, I certainly think it makes long-term planning for NBA franchises a lot more difficult because contractually we are not seeing them hold true to the particular organization they may have signed that contract with. The reality is this in today's NBA. You've got to be nimble as an organization, and you have got to be attractive to them. And I mean that with great ownership, great leadership, and who are the players currently in your system. You have got to be incredibly nimble to be successful in today's NBA.
I think you're right on. The drive by Anthony, 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
You know, these are the kinds of nights when he gets it going like this. Melo can be a one-man band.
Williams gets the bucket.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
So it's Portland now after the basket by Boston. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Collins checked in for the Trailblazers. Boston leading by 9. Wanamaker looking over the floor. Williams kicks to Williams. Over Collins. Portland grabs the miss. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Here's Trent. Here's Whiteside. Collins against Williams. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Collins. Over Williams. Shot by Collins, no good. Celtics have gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Anthony down low, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Anthony's got 10 points in just the second half.
Well, there's an aggressive mentality in play. Working close, find a way to score.
The Celtics working the ball around now. Williams, good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got 3 assists in the game. Trailblazers trail by 9. Passes it to Simons. Williams with the steal. And Tatum with a clear path to the hoop. Finished off the break.
Well, do not let Jason Tatum get space in transition. He will make you pay.
Whiteside, the pass to Simons. And it's out of bounds to Portland. No retained possession. A.J. McCollum, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons. The Celtics also changing it up. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Williams. And it's Kemba Walker in for Brad Wanamaker. Now here's McCollum. Lillard outside. Looking to end his cold spell. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Some power
power coming from the PG.
That's right, GA. Seeing more and more of that these days. Backcourt guys who can elevate.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
Count it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Carmelo Anthony.
You know, his whole career from Syracuse to the NBA, Melo has always been dynamite in the mid-range.
Tatum, he gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Lillard with the bucket. Lillard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, you get exactly what you want right there. Clean look, right at the cup. Nicely done.
Back to Smart. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
Well, how smart is Marcus Smart using his body? He's such a physical guard, seeks out contact. Nice.
Boston making a switch here. Tice is checked in. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. McCollum finds Whiteside. Lillard, right side, stolen by Walker. One-on-one fast break. Here's Tatum. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. 13 points for Jason Tatum.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Celtics.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance from Marcus Smart.
He was everywhere defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
Bucket is good.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And slam dunk by Tatum.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
The shot's good.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Here's Edwards. No good with the triple. They can score it here, but it won't mean much.
Kevin, turn out the lights. This party's over.
It might be. It's good.
That pass had to be thrown not only in the right spot, but at the right time.
And that's an intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Now a timeout called by Portland. They trail by 7. 3 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Jason Tatum.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
He's really, and so it's Boston scraping by with the
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Welcome to the special edition of 2K TV.
The wait is almost over. We are just days away from 2K Day and the launch of NBA 2K21.
And if you can't wait, you can get early access to the NBA 2K21 demo right now. Here's how you get started.
And the Celtics looking dapper, getting off the bus earlier. And his thing. I love his honesty. All right, thank you, D.A. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Brown and Hayward, they're the wing. Daniel Tice out there with Tatum. And it's Walker in at the point guard. And for the Clippers, we've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at the 5 down low. Now, here is Morris. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker. Just 5 on the clock. And stolen by Tatum. Three-pointer, Hayward off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Hayward's a weapon. I mean, his impact isn't limited to any one area of the floor, inside or beyond the arc.
And the Celtics rebounding well this summer. From the loss of Kyrie Irving and Al Horford, Kemba Walker possibly a better fit for this team.
And with their young core, understandable that they didn't want to extend Horford out to age 37. A revamped roster, but I think they remain a contender in the East.
Now here's Beverly, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And Kevin, when Beverly gets these shots inside, he's just remarkably efficient. He just has tremendous touch on these shots.
Hayward kicks to Brown. Back to Hayward. To the left side wing. From about 16, it's hauled in by Zubac.
Oh, he found the open space from mid-range. Just maybe rushed his release a little bit.
Here's George. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. The Celtics have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Passes it to Brown. Morris against Tatum. Basket good.
Oh, what incredible precision. Brown cutting the D to pieces with his passing.
Beverly against Walker. From deep, George. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
Great positioning on the putback.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tipping.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Now, here is Morris. 9-point game his last outing. Zubac, the pass to Beverly. Outside for George. Shoots over Brown. And too long on the shot.
He's going to have a tough time hitting that if he can't create a little more space for himself.
On the wing, George. Zubac trying to break loose. And another 3 for the Clippers.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate.
Now here's Walker. 11 points for him in that last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. Chris, there are guys that talk a lot of trash on the floor. You played against some legendary trash talkers. Who stands out in that area when you think back to when you played?
And I tell you what, the 2 guys that are on my mind, they definitely could have talked trash with the best of all time, and that's Pat Beverly. We've seen what he does. He just keeps coming and coming and coming. And that guy, Day-Day, yeah, Draymond Green, the one that plays out there in Golden State. Oh, yeah, he has a mouth on him, too. I think you heard him.
And when you played, who was the best trash talker back in your day?
By far, Larry Bird and Gary Payton. Those 2 guys would talk trash that so much that you would get entertained into their talking and be like, what are you going to say next? I'm having a good time out here. It was always in fun, but trust me, they always wanted to stick that dagger into you, too.
And you couldn't hide a smile either. They start getting you going. You could not hide a smile.
I couldn't, and that was my thing. I talked trash while I was smiling, so maybe no one else knew what I was saying but you. But those guys, they keep you laughing out there. They talk trash about you themselves after they missed the shot. They would talk themselves down or talk to a fan that was talking to them. So it was always entertaining. The best trash talkers talk to everyone, not just to their opponent.
And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They trailed by 1. Last meeting was in Boston, where they were unable to fight off the Celtics.
And their last time playing this club, foul trouble became a big problem for them. Their starters had to take an early stint on the bench.
Yeah, and they can't afford a repeat of that. They need a lot more minutes out of their core group tonight.
Smart misses.
Oh, you hate to let those easy chances slip through your fingers.
There's Shamet. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
It's his first trip to the line.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
So he gets them both.
Oh, he's never rattled at the strike. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throws.
Pass to Tatum. Nice ball movement by Boston. Here's Wanamaker. Boston, no good that time either. Los Angeles leading by 4. Williams passes to Jackson. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Here's Wanamaker. Good. The nice assist for Williams.
You got to love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about then not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
The drive by Green. Back to Jackson. Lets it go with a three. Rebound by Williams. Tatum deciding where to go with it. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Clippers ahead. They lead by 2. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
Got the defense spinning in circles. Hard to cover all that ground.
Green is out there with Kawhi Leonard. And there's Jackson. Then it's Williams. And it's Shamet in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
Refusing to let the defender alter his shot. Tatum's focus and drive, it's what helps him finish hard shots.
Leonard the pass to Green, and the layup's good off the glass. Green's got his first basket.
Look, that's a nice play. You need low post scoring to keep your offense balanced.
Here's Wanamaker. Off target with his three. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
And the basket is good.
I mean, you see the strength of Tatum already, broad shoulders, and able to make shots through contact.
Here's Green. Nice move. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Jackson with it. Williams picks him up. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
Yeah, that's a good defender making a great play, and he does it without fouling.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And here's Tatum for 3. That one misses. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Jackson passes to Williams. And stolen by Tatum. Here's Wanamaker. Good, and Smart gets the assist. And it's a 6-point Celtic lead.
That's something about all these turnovers. Right away, you're at a disadvantage defensively.
Now the pass to Williams. And here's Leonard. A 23-point game for him in the win against Golden State. The Clippers again turning it over. Marcus Morris is checked in for Los Angeles. Paul George comes in for Williams. Brown is checked in for Boston. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. On the wing, Williams. Back to Brown. Fires for 3. Boston again missing. Clippers trail by 6. The drive by Green. Can't cash in from close range. And it's the Celtics ball. Big stretch here going 10-2. Wanamaker the pass to Brown. Fires, high post. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
And Brown is a reliable threat from mid-range. I mean, effortlessly rising up to the nice-looking J.
And George kicks to Shamet. Back to George. Here's Jackson. Turned in an outstanding game against Golden State. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That is his first foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Zubac is checked in for JaMychal Green. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jackson. And a new group in for the Celtics. Cantor checked in for Robert Williams. Daniel Tice comes in for Williams. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Marcus Smart. And Walker subbed in for Brad Wanamaker. The Clippers trail. To the middle. And it's Paul George with the finish.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
He's doing some good work from long range. I mean, he had 2 threes in the first quarter, and now he's got 1 in the second.
Pass to Canner. Brown outside. Now the dish to Walker. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Walker's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Here's Shamet. Up and in on the layup.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
It's Brown on the wing. Defended by George. Brown the pass to Hayward. 5 on the clock. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Fires the 3. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
And it's blocked by Brown.
Oh, just tenacious defense from Brown right there. I mean, superb at playing shutdown defense and stifling shooting.
And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And some good action through the first 2 quarters. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They found their rhythm in the second quarter and have to be feeling good here at the break, holding on to that 4-point lead. Kenny, what's your take on... And that's going to do it for us here, the second half of action.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Paul George really making a difference here.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
Yeah, the defense didn't do a very good job of staying connected to him. We'll see if they make an adjustment.
Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Hayward at small forward, at Tatum at the 4. And it's Tice in at the 5, roaming the paint. Celtics leading by 4. Brown outside. Chris, the NBA has flattened now the draft lottery odds. And now that you've seen it at work, seen it in play, any additional changes you might make?
Well, you know, Kev, I still a wait and see for me. I definitely like the NBA making sure they try to address the problem. You never want a team to think that they can be rewarded for losing. So I like what we've done so far, but, you know, if I'm a GM, if I'm a president, I'm always going to try to find ways to manipulate and find that, you know, those open gray areas. And so I think this is something we're always going to have to address, but I love the fact the NBA has gotten ahead of the problem.
Like the Clippers of a year ago. They looked like, gosh, they've lost all their superstars, but they gave it such a great go. They actually made the playoffs.
Yeah, and it started from the top. I mean, Mr. Ballmer said, listen, we do not want to lose. We're going to go in and we're going to play hard. And I tell you what, I think that's what rewarded them during free agency by able to go out and recruit players and say, listen, we don't lose here. We just need you to take us over the top. And I think that's a pretty good recruiting pitch.
Here's George, a shake, and that's 2 points on the layup. George has got 13 points.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
He covers a lot of ground with impressive long strides. Tatum excels at driving to the rack.
Kicks it out to Leonard for 3. Here's Zubac. Yep, that one goes in there.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Walker against Beverly. Tice passes to Walker. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. He has 7.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
To the paint. Here's Leonard. Gordon Hayward comes up with the rebound.
no doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Well, that's 3 straight German League titles for Daniel Theis. I mean, before he made his NBA debut at the age of 24, he's an athletic two-way player, and he's shown he belongs.
George passes to Leonard. Wide open look here for Zubac. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance. That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Oh, exactly right. Momentum-shifting plays like that can change the tone of a game.
And last season, Daniel Theis shooting over 40% from long range, and Chris over 75% around the rim.
Yeah, Kevin, when you call that great efficiency, both inside and out. New contract this summer. The reward is terrific play.
JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Zubac. And then for Boston, Williams, he's checked in for Daniel Theis. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Brown. And here's Morris for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. Morris has got 5.
Terrific use of the catch-and-shoot jumper for Morris. Catching the D flat-footed and torching them as a result.
For the lead. Rebound by Williams. And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for the Celtics. It's a 1-point game. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
And yes, Hayward does have range, the confidence and touch to shoot from anywhere on the court.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
Here's Beverly. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Leonard with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's George. Rebounded by the Celtics. Walker surveying the floor. Hayward finds Walker. No coverage that time. Walker's got the lead up to 8 now for Boston.
Even with the D giving him a lot of attention, he's still finding ways to light him up.
24 seconds left in the third quarter. Tatum against Morris. Back to Williams. Lays it up and banks it in. And it's a 10-point Celtic lead.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this high, a great chance to extend this lead.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Morris, no good. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Celtics out in front, up by 8. We're going to... And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
This is where the NBA's headed. I mean, multi-dimensional big men. That was just a beautiful pass.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Landry Shamet. Marcus Morris is out there with JaMychal Green. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Williams at the 2.
Jackson has improved his three-point stroke. He can't be left alone from outside.
Cantor with it. Nice ball movement by Boston. Williams inside. Working on Green. Off target at the rim. Clippers trail by 5. Over in the corner, Williams. Taken away by Williams. The second chance effort. Lays it up off the glass.
Yeah, hard trying to keep Williams off the boards. He makes it a mission to keep possessions alive.
Right side, Green. Over in the corner, Williams. He dishes it to Morris. 6 to shoot. The feed to Green. Williams with the block.
The amazing thing about Williams, yeah, he can block shots inside, but he can also block shots out on the perimeter. His ability to play in space means he's more than just a rim protector. Doesn't care where you're shooting from.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Zubac is checked in. Daniel Theis is checked in for Boston. Jaylen Brown comes in for Gordon Hayward. For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Zubac kicks to Morris. Can't drop the tough three-pointer. Boston leading by 9. Brown the pass to Theis. Back to Brown. Here's Wanamaker, guarded by Jackson. Puts it up from 15. Theis. It's good on the putback. And the Celtics lead by 11.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
In the corner, it's Morris. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Morris has got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, yeah, Morris is just a tremendous shooter. He has great touch from beyond the arc.
Here's Smart, and he drops it in from the low post. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Left side, Jackson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Ooh, a stellar pump fake from Jackson. Completely fooling the D and getting them to bite on it.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Leonard comes in for Landry Shamet. And Georgia subbed in for Lou Williams. Then for the Celtics, Tatum comes in for Enes Kanter. And Walker subbed in for Brad Wanamaker. Now here's Walker. Stolen by Jackson. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. Ahead. And George with the stuff.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He can clearly set the table.
Brown. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
If there's ever a successful shot that still gets your coach mad at you, that's the one.
Walker with it. Guarded now by Jackson. There's 1:47 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Theis. Smart passes to Theis. And he gets the bucket. And it's a 10-point Celtic lead.
Oh, nice look there from Smart. Finding the open man.
Passes it to Zubac. Down low. Leonard kicks to George. Out to the right wing. Here's Zubac. Rebounded by Smart.
He gets the playground jumper and can't make good on it. So you don't get many chances either.
In the corner, Tatum with it. Back to Walker. Just 5 to shoot. Tatum finds Walker from deep three-point range. Morris with the rebound. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Trailing by 10. And stolen by Tatum. George against Smart. Brown. And the rejection by Zubac.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, the game got away from them, but hopefully they've learned some things, and hopefully they'll be able to make some adjustments next time.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Brown the pass to Tatum. Back to Brown. To the wing right side. The Celtics working the ball around now. Smart on the wing. Pass to Theis. The kick out to Tatum. Over Morris. No good off the front iron. No good. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. A solid win on the... All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks.
unprecedented improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. unprecedented improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Once you pick your jumper, it's time to join the Clippers and test your build in a game against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes, and it's my player picking up the assist.
And if you're not feeling one of your builds, you have the ability to make 6 total builds and play 1 test game.
And the Blazers couldn't have looked any sharper as they came through the tunnel. Every home game's a reason to get dressed up for these guys. And the game arrivals. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Morris.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know He hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Morris in at the 4. And for the Trailblazers, Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. And it's Anthony in at the small forward.
You wonder, with Nurkic last year getting hurt, just how much further the Blazers could have gone. Again, carried by C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard, their unbelievable dynamic duo at the guard position. But the defensive anchor all year long had been Nurkic.
And George kicks to Zubac. Leonard the pass to Zubac. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot. George. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Lillard against Beverley. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Shoots over Leonard. Anthony's shot is off. And with their high-powered back, Brent, Nurkic providing the Blazers with that sorely needed paint presence. He is a big body.
Big body who sets screens and frees up a bunch of room for those guards that you mentioned, Kevin. But the interesting thing is about all the dirty work that Nurkic can do down low for this basketball team, picking up 10, 12 points in the painted area and putting a lot of pressure on the defense.
Right side, Leonard. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Great at using his body and finding his feet in positions on the boards where he can get up, get to it, get an extra possession.
Pass to Nurkic. Lillard scanning the floor. And that one no good to start him off on the night. George finds Leonard. No good off the back of the rim.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Brandon, looking ahead to the playoffs, when you made your first postseason appearance, were you surprised by the intensity you found once you got there?
Kevin, it was my second season. I was playing for the Clippers, so getting into the playoffs was quite miraculous on its own accord for the organization. But the level of detail in the playoffs and intensity in the playoffs, they know everything that you're going to do. And we were playing against the Utah Jazz, which at that time...
Some pretty good players.
Yes, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, the great Jerry Sloan as the head coach. It was a wonderful experience, but you understood that the playoffs were different. Absolutely something different in terms of the intensity and what it is that that team knew about you.
And it's Lillard missing. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. George against McCollum. Morris passes to George. The 10-footer finds the target.
Well, that's Paul George's game. Most accurate when somebody's feeding him and he's got his feet set.
Lillard outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Collins against Morris. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. You look at the Clippers. Right now they've acquired the second-best record in the conference. And, of course, there's the Trailblazers. They're back in the 9th position.
And for the Trailblazers, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Now, you just don't want to sit in the middle for too long. You either want to be competing against the top teams or starting to strategize where you can position yourself for a high lottery pick and maybe turn around your franchise's fortunes.
They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
But let's see how they play the clock.
Back to Beverley. Left side, Leonard. Passes it to George. Now Zubats, covered by Lillard. And that one is good from Zubats. Zubats has got his second bucket tonight.
Yeah, we love when great offensive players get in a scoring rhythm, but Paul George right now in a great passing rhythm tonight.
And there's the pass to Nurkic.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
And at the line last year, he was good on about 77% of his attempts.
Free throw good, Nurkic.
Nurkic plays with a little bit of that edge, a little bit of moxie, and that toughness is something the teammates can rally behind.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Here's the three. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Clippers lead by 5. From Portland, we're back in a moment. The leadership mantle, something that Damian Lillard welcomes. He talked about what that means to him.
A lot of responsibility. When things go bad, you know, people are going to look to you.
Right on the money as always. Lillard has excelled in that leadership role.
Yeah, I mean, he plays with so much confidence and composure, but also it's the way he includes his teammates and gets to know them as individuals that makes him a franchise player.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
The defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for the Clippers right now, they've got Jackson. Landry Shamet is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Williams. And it's Green in at center. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Right side against Leonard. Pass to Simons. Shoots over Shamet. And it's Simons missing.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Jackson kicks to Williams. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Williams has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Trailblazers trail by 8.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of...
And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Here's Williams again, Los Angeles.
Good awareness there from Kawhi, waiting for his teammate to break free and then finds him.
Here's Azania. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Over Green. Portland again missing.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot often.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Jackson looking it over. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3
field goals have come from the paint.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Los Angeles shooting their first free throw of the night. And Jackson no good on that one. Brent, when it comes to moving around in tight quarters without a lot of space, who's the quickest player that you have seen in a half-court set this year?
Still remarkable to watch where it is that Kyrie Irving can get to on the floor in any sort of possession. It's like he could take 50 dribbles in a phone booth and find a way out of it, spinning around and finding gaps within the defense. But it's not his handle with just the one hand, right, Kevin? It's about he has an idea of after he does the moves around the traffic, when he gets into the basket, multiple ways of finishing, much like Rod Strickland, who's a tremendous finisher in his days years and years ago. Kyrie's got a lot of that in his game.
And the wide open shot from Morris. They get it back. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Green in the post. Whiteside's there. Just 3 to shoot. George. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. George has got the lead up to 12 now for the Clippers. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for Portland. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
Yeah, in this game, they'll want to approach things a little differently, I think. Got blown out last time due to being a little too aggressive on the defensive side.
Yeah, and that led to a few of their key guys spending long stretches of the game on the bench because of foul trouble. Hard to find yourself back in a rhythm when you do that.
Pass to Whiteside. And the jam by Whiteside.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
They kick it out to Green. Misses the 3. Trailblazers trail by 10. Simons tips it back in.
Hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That'll be his second foul of the game. Collins checked in for Portland. Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons. And the Clippers with a change here too. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Jackson. Portland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Three-pointer, Lillard. Here's Whiteside. Green with the rebound. And here's George for 3. The putback. And it's wow, he nails the buzzer beater. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They saw their lead grow to a hot... Thanks for joining.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. And for Portland, they're shooting just 29% in this game. They are not a pretty sight out there offensively.
And the game plan against the Blazers, the last few postseasons has been trapping Lillard and McCollum and forcing someone else to beat.
Yeah, and you wonder if this is an opportunity for Zach Collins to really step into his own, along with Nurkic, who last year was injured during the playoffs, so that there can be some points and contributions coming from your power forward and center position. That'll ease some pressure on your backcourt.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. And it's Anthony in at the small forward. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Los Angeles leading by 10. Beverly the pass to George. George double-teamed. Passes to Zubats. Kicks it out to Leonard. Shot clock at 6. And George, here we go. Excellent D there from Anthony.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
Nurkic the pass to Lillard. McCollum from deep three-point land. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
Yeah, that one seemed to be just outside the building. McCollum showing off his deep range.
Zubac kicks to Leonard. Outside for George. Drops in the tray. George has got 9.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Anthony drawing the double team. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Brooklyn Nets. Then on Saturday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And looking at the Mavericks matchup, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Lou Williams is checked in for Paul George. Trailblazers trail by 10. Inside, here's Trent. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Trent's got his second basket of the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here 3 for 7-footer Zach Collins, showing some real potential as a 3-and-D rim protector.
The interesting thing about last year in Zach Collins was how he played in the playoffs, stepping up, playing with tremendous confidence, playing with physicality. Showed a lot of signs of why it is Portland moved up a couple years ago in the draft to get Zach Collins in uniform. Now, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That is his first foul of the game. Whiteside's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. And then for Los Angeles, Green, he's checked in for Zubac. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Leonard. Outside, Green. Whiteside, Jackson. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got 3 assists in the game.
That's pretty unselfish there. He sees that there's a better shot on the perimeter and bang, just kicks it out.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Morris passes to Shamet. Outside Green. Outside Williams. On the wing, Morris. Makes it off the glass. Morris has got his first points in this one.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior. A moment now to see the stats for Whiteside. This last month, he's been positively spectacular. He's around 18 points per game, 14 rebounds, and his defensive presence inside not to be overlooked. He builds a wall around the basket.
Yeah, over this whole last stretch of games, he's been shutting down the lane with total authority. Impressive stuff.
Anthony's checked in for Portland. The drive by Jackson, and the basket is good. Jackson's got 4 this quarter. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Simons, the pass to Whiteside. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
Pretty comfortable right now, getting his offense going in more ways than just the block.
Morris kicks to Williams. It's stolen by Anthony.
And really, the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
And he drops in the layup off the glass. Williams has got 7.
He's so good at driving to the rim. Even though he's a little bit older, Williams still with great speed, change of pace, and picks the right angle.
Right side up top. 4 seconds left. That shot is off. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. The Clippers on top, leading by just 1. From Portland, we're back in a moment. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Beverly and Williams, the guard tandem. Morris is out there with Paul George, and it's Green in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And he gets it to go.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverly trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
Defense has got to be better. Flat out effort was not there.
Here's Williams. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Here's McCollum. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. Good on the bucket. Trent's got 9 points now in just the second half.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Beverly the pass to Williams. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Efficiency has been the hallmark right now down the stretch. He is making the most of his opportunities.
Beverly against Lillard. Launches it. The Trailblazers get it back in a new 14. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Clippers. And Beverly kicks to Morris. No good on the 3.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Lillard against George. Lillard misses.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
Morris finds Green, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. They get Hassan Whiteside. And he knocks down the first one. Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Good on both.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Beverly against Lillard. To the inside. Nurkic in the post. Guarded by Green. Nurkic can't hit. The Clippers in the lead. Beverly the pass to Morris. They kick it out to Green. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Back to Leonard. Nurkic with the steal. McCollum deciding where to go with it. From the arc. They grab their own miss.
Clutch bucket by Nurkic on that possession. They needed that one.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Outside, Green. He kicks to George. And it's Paul George with the finish.
Go ahead and lead him. Paul George stepping up a huge shot at this moment in the game.
Lillard against Beverly. Lillard outside. Anthony against Leonard. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. Zubac is checked in for Green. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. McCollum. The Clippers grab the miss. Zubac has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Leonard finds Morris to the right side. Beverly against Lillard. Here's Leonard. The shot missing. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Here's McCollum. And the rejection by Zubac. And Leonard has it in the corner. Nice move. Got it.
Oh, the nerves on this guy.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
Lillard from outside. It counts. A tremendous three to tie it up.
He's a guy that lives for a big moment like that. Great focus and courage in the clutch.
Here's the pass to Beverly. Good D by McCollum. Crucial possession with time ticking down.
Yeah, an opportunity to take the lead on this possession.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. Stolen by Beverly.
Crucial play defensively there. He had an understanding of what the situation was and just went for it. And that's a clutch bucket by Morris, showing the team they can count on him down the stretch.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 2. 7 seconds left in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
Big chance here to tie it with a bucket.
Well, they just need a solid play right now, and Coach going through his index cards to find one to get something going.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's good.
unprecedented improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
I can't wait to get started in the NBA 2K21 demo, get my player started, and of course, all-time Lakers versus all-time Celtics.
Just out of curiosity, Chris, who has more championship rings?
Yeah, I was going to talk about the Lakers, but then you bring up that argument, and I really...
The blue line making its way. Now before we... Well, and I feel, David, they're still in great position. I know you do, too. Thanks for that report. Let's quickly take a look at the standings out east. The season nearly complete. You take a look at the Celtics. Unless they completely melt down, they should be in good position for a playoff run.
And you know, for the Celtics, they've had a dream season. And I think they're only going to get stronger as we approach the postseason.
You know, and that's something we see a lot from teams that come out of the blue like they have this season. Their confidence just grows and grows with each passing week, and they hit the playoffs riding high.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. And it's Anthony in at the 3 slot. And for the Celtics, Tucker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. And it's Tice in at the 5 spot. Now, here's Lillard. McCollum left side. The three-pointer, no good. And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for Boston. They traveled to Portland last time they faced the Trailblazers and came away with the win.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
Yeah, I thought the giveaways were a tremendous factor. They were taking some chances on D, jumping in the passing lanes, that sort of thing, and it really paid off for them.
So it's the Celtics now. Portland making their last shot. In the corner, Tatum with it. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. Of course, the playoff seedings still jumbled a bit in the air. Just how important you think it is to get home court advantage in the NBA playoffs in this area.
Historically speaking, Kevin, as you know, home court advantage is absolutely monumental, and it doesn't matter the round of the playoffs. It could be a conference semifinal or an NBA final. If you come down to a Game 7, that home court advantage can be the difference between winning and losing. You want as much in your favor, Kevin, as you know, going into the postseason.
You got to shadow Walker. His mid-range game is on point.
Lillard looking around. Anthony in the corner. He kicks it to Nurkic. The pass to McCollum. 6 on the shot clock. No good on the triple.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
And finished off by Brown.
Kev, don't you love how Brown just barrels into the teeth of the defense? This is a shifty forward who knows how to get to the rack.
Now here's Anthony. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Memphis.
And let's not forget about the assist. This guy as a playmaker was a driving force for that offense. This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Brown kicks to Tatum. Misses the 3.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And stolen by Tatum. Here's Tice. Good work there as it goes.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Outside Anthony. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You know, the ability to seize the opportunity, see the daylight, get that position, and mellow, one of the best to ever do it.
And the Celtics looking to bounce back and make another deep playoff run.
And I think, Greg, they certainly have the talent to do it. This is a team that remains on the upswing. They have draft picks and assets. I think they are well positioned for the future.
And he banks in the layup. McCollum's got his second basket. And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for the Celtics. They trail by 1. Brown finds Tice. The quick look, no good that time.
Well, tremendous defensive effort on the interior. That's the kind of contest you want.
The drive by Anthony, and the shot goes down. Anthony's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, that could easily have been a three-point play. A little contact, Melo still goes right to it.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nurkic.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Cantor checked in for Daniel Tice. Williams comes in for Gordon Hayward. Marcus Smart's checked in for Brown. And Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Walker. 59 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Wanamaker. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. 51 seconds left here in the first quarter. Pass to Simons. Kicks it to Little. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Here's Tatum. Good, and Smart gets the assist.
Well, you have to admire how Smart is running this offense right now. He has a knack for spotting open teammates.
Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
And Wanamaker gets it to go.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Pass to Little. There's the three. Whiteside, and Whiteside stays right with it.
Yeah, and the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Portland out in front. They lead by 2. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. Great team play, so key to winning. Damian Lillard broke down.
Be a star in your role. You know, I think
knowing your role and playing it so well is so crucial.
Yeah, when everybody buys in and plays for one another, that's when teams play their best ball.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
An impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
On the floor for Portland, Hezonja at the 4 and Whiteside at the 5. Then it's Little, and it's Trent in at the shooting guard. Who are some of the up-and-coming shooting guards in the league that you have noticed have got a very high ceiling?
Well, I'm going to mention 2 guys who I think could be considered combo guards who can play 1 or 2, and who I think their organizations are still trying to figure out their best position. But 2 of the most dominant young guards in the league who are going to be a problem for over a decade. Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell. Both guys can create their own shot. Both can get off the dribble drive. Both could light you up for over 50 a night. Devin and Donovan, 2 names to keep an eye on.
Here's Tatum. A rebound by Hezonja. Portland leading by 4. Here's Simons. And that one goes long.
And smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
Well, he sees the play developing, takes care of his responsibility. Just terrific job defensively.
Count that one.
This is right in Tatum's wheelhouse. That mid-range is his comfort zone.
For Portland, they've gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Over to the wing. Stolen by Smart. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in, and Wanamaker gets it to go.
Well, you can tell there's a team-first mentality with the young gun Jason Tatum working to find the open teammate. Nice.
Here's Trent, guarded by Smart. Now Little. Pass to Hezonja. 5 to shoot. Takes it from 10. No good that time. Now Boston takes it the other way. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks. Williams. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Here's Hezonja. Finds the open look, and it's on target. Hezonja's got his first 2 points.
And can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Stolen. To the middle. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And now a 4-point Trailblazer lead.
Great chemistry between two teammates. Love the passing.
And there's the bucket from Tatum.
Pre-shot preparation and catch and shoot is important. Jason Tatum on point.
So for the Trailblazers, their last game, a loss to Memphis. A nice shot by Simons. And the Trailblazers lead by 4.
Good job attacking. Those restricted area shots are what every NBA team is looking for.
Tatum on the wing. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Wanamaker the pass to Williams. It's stolen by Little. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
And it's been talked about for some time, but last summer the Heat finally decided to pull the trigger on Hassan Whiteside. Traded to Portland for Leonard and Harkless. Whiteside and the Heat had soured on each other in the trade, a chance for both sides to have a fresh start.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Let's use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. 5th best, the Trailblazers.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
And the first one drops. And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. And so he makes both from the line. Here's Walker. 11 points for him in that last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. Tice kicks to Cantor. Here's Walker. And the rejection by Collins. Anthony down low. Defended by Hayward. And good that time. McCollum's got the lead up to 8 now for the Trailblazers.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
It's stolen by Brown. Here's Cantor. And he makes good on the layup.
I love the hustle and the heart with which Enes Kanter plays. This guy is a terror on the offensive glass.
Brown against McCollum. The pass to Nurkic. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Nurkic has got the lead. Back up to 8 now for the Trailblazers. Here's Brown. And then Brown with the dunk.
Oh, my goodness, Kevin Brown finishes off the drive, not simply laying it in, but a message of authority on the dunk.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. The tray nailed from three-point land. McCollum's got 9.
Of the 2 offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
And I think because of that, they've gotten the better look.
All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. And that should...
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. And it's Tice in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group for Brad Stevens, getting going here in the second half. Hayward can't hit. Portland leading by 11. Here's Lillard. Walker with the rebound.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
The shot's good from Gordon Hayward.
Well, Kevin, when you have an effective handle, it's easy to make the defense pay.
Lillard against Walker. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Jason Tatum.
And the 4-year, $196 million Supermax extension signed by Damian Lillard this offseason. Dame Dollar living up to one of his many nicknames, but money well spent by the Blazers.
Doris, you played, you've coached, you've broadcast, you've done it all in this business. How did you like to be coached when you were a player at the very top of your game?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things were coaches who challenged me, those who would not allow me to accept the level I was currently at, those who wanted to push me and extend and expand my game. Listen, every player wants to be respected. Every player wants to feel valued. But the great ones to me, the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, they want to be coached hard. They want you to push them to the greatest possible level they're capable of.
Great insight.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Lillard from deep three-point land. The long-distance 3 is buried. Lillard's got 9.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flank.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment to play the right way.
Count the basket. 11 points in the game.
And that was not an opportunity Lillard was going to let pass by. Getting down the floor in an instant and finishing on the break.
It'll go. The Portland lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from Brown.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
Lillard with it, now guarded by Tatum. Here's what Portland has lined up on their schedule. On Sunday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Houston Rockets. And then on Tuesday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And looking at that Timberwolves matchup, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Robert Williams is checked in for Daniel Tice. Smart comes in for Tatum. And Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Kemba Walker.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Lillard, the pass to Whiteside. And pushing it up, here's Boston.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience. Well, they're leading in large part because of the work he's put in this quarter. This is nicely done.
Here's Wanamaker, and Whiteside sends it back. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. McCollum with the ball, out guarded by Smart, and it's in there. And now it's a 12-point Portland lead.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Brown, good.
Well, this is a shot that Jaylen Brown must make consistently. Nice seeing him start to look confident, stroking it from deep.
Here's McCollum. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Pass to Wanamaker. On the wing, Brown. Back to Hayward. From deep. The offensive rebound. And Whiteside's got the ball here for the Portland Trailblazers. They've led by as many as 14 points.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here. I'll tell you, despite this guy's strong play in this period, they're still behind. Someone else has got to step up.
Lillard outside. A three-pointer off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And Wanamaker gets it to go.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. McCollum with the ball. Williams picks him up. Out to the right wing. Here's Trent, and it's blocked.
I'll tell you, don't forget about Marcus Smart's vertical. Twice on the pipes, rejects that shot.
6-second difference between shot and game play. Three-pointer, Hayward. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Well, it's amazing, Greg. If you finish quarters the right way, it can have such a great impact on the outcome of a game.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebound. And unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill. And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it, Greg? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for Portland. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. We come back right after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the floor for Portland, Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. Then there's C.J. McCollum. Then it's Anthony. And it's Simons in at the point guard position.
And for Jaylen Brown at the free throw line, he has worked so hard on his mechanics, and that's paid dividends in terms of his confidence, guys.
McCollum passes to Nurkic. Misses from close range.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
And finished off by Brown.
Look, Kevin, when Jaylen Brown is feeling it, I think you've got to feed him because you want his confidence to grow as that skilled scorer you hope he will be.
And stolen by Williams. To take the lead, Nurkic with the block. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. Here's Simon. Excellent D from Cantor.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Portland leading. It's Anthony with the drive. Rebounded by Smart. The Celtics have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Back to Williams. They now take the lead. Williams has got his first points of the night.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Boy, that's the last thing they needed. This game too close to be making those kinds of errors.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
McCollum outside. Will it go? Sinks the triple. McCollum's got it all tied up now for the Trailblazers.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Good on the second free throw.
And you can sense that the pressure might have gotten to him a little bit, but he did do enough to put them in the lead.
Right side, Collins. And stolen by Tatum. Here's Brown. And that one's in. He's only missed 3 of 13.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
Simons surveying the D. It's up a 3. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
Just got a little ahead of himself going for that rebound and gets whistled for the over the back.
And to me, that's just a case of being too aggressive. You're out of position. Don't compound found the problem by committing that foul.
And Portland making a change here. Lillard's checked in. The Celtics with the lead. Hayward on the wing. Brown kicks to Walker. This one for three. They get it back. The shot comes out. Collins against Tatum. Lillard with the bucket.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. Free throw good from Brown.
Well, this is why you run your offense through him in important situations. You know he's going to deliver.
Here's Lillard. No good on the shot. Now Boston takes it the other way. Walker goes in. Hayward. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 6 assists now in the game.
Kevin, don't you love that Gordon Hayward demanded the basketball in such a crucial possession? He has really matured.
Stolen by Walker. And Hayward with a clear path to the hoop. And Hayward at the stuff.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
That one's in there. The Boston lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Lillard.
And if you look at the stats for unassisted jump shot percentage, Lillard is always around the top. He can bring those pull-up jumpers as well as anybody in our league.
And now Portland on the break. Here's Anthony. And that'll be 2 free. The coach's challenge has been issued. A scheme like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. We're double-checking, and the game continues on.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens was talking about with his players. We told him, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, getting to the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
Three-pointer, Lillard, but he recovers it. Nurkic up top. Back to Lillard. Portland again, missing. Hayward with the ball. Anthony on him. And Hayward gets it to go.
Exactly what you want from the talented Hayward, the kind of poise that makes him a big shot maker.
Lillard from outside. Portland again, missing. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Celtics passing it around. McCollum against Tatum. In the corner, Smart with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's Walker outside. Lillard left side. No good.
Well, that's outstanding footwork from Smart on the defensive end. A superb job staying with his man.
So we see Boston get the